Hi, top of the morning to you. It's corned beef and cabbage time with beer. Hey everybody, welcome back to another week of the FOGO Life. I'm your host as always, Captain Ron. So, it's that time of year again. It's corned beef and cabbage time. Yum, yum, so delicious. Well, we are gonna take it today and we're gonna kick it up about 74 notches. First of all, we're gonna smoke our corned beef right on the big green egg first, and then we're gonna braise it in beer. Put all those veggies down in this beautiful Dutch oven like this, and it's gonna be something to behold. Now let me start by telling you, this ain't your mother's corned beef. No, no, no. This is next level because A, we're gonna smoke it for a while first before we braise it, and B, it's gonna be braised in beer. I mean, how awesome is that? Irish beer, no less. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put it on a rack over the pot, let the drippings fall down into the pot, then we're gonna, after a while, we're gonna drop it down in there, pour more liquids in, pour the veggies in, and finish cooking it in this beautiful Dutch oven on the big green egg. So let me show you how to do it, and let's get started. You can go through the whole process of brining your own corned beef and everything like that. For this recipe, we're going nice and simple. We're starting with a store-bought corned beef. There's two ways you can get it. One is the flat, one is the point, okay? For this recipe, I actually like to use the flat. I find that the fattier portion of the point gets a little bit too much fat in there, and it really gives it an off-putting flavor. So for today, we're using a corned beef flat. All right, now we got it all dried off, so we're gonna get ready for seasoning. We're gonna do an interesting seasoning on this one. It's a little bit different than what you're used to, but it's gonna be really cool. First step of our process here is going to be to season our meat. We're gonna keep it really simple. Two things, and it's gonna go against everything that we believe about smoking. The first thing is brown sugar. We're gonna give this thing a coating of brown sugar. And the other one is gonna be this Tina Cannon's European blend seasoning. We're gonna combine them both up on here and smoke it. The nice part about using this prep tub, it's a cutting board and it pops up so that no mess preparation. Now that we are all seasoned up, we're gonna take this and stick this on top of our Dutch oven. So you notice I have this on this rack. This is just some regular rack that I had in my kitchen here. So we're just gonna place it on top here. I'm gonna bring it back over. Only one thing left to do now. Let's light the grill. Now, because we're gonna be going low and slow today, we're going to be using our super premium, which has just massive chunks in it. Yay! And today we're gonna be cooking indirect, so we're gonna be using our convector. So we're gonna set this in here with the tab right in front so it will line up with the thermometer. Put our grate in here. And now great, we're ready to go. Great! Okay, a couple things before we put this on. We're heating the grill up to 250 degrees. Now, I'm not gonna smoke this thing the whole time. All I wanna do is just add just a little kiss of smoke to this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna smoke it for about 45 minutes or so on the big green egg at 250 degrees. Also, I did not add any kind of smoking chunks or anything like that because I just wanna get a light smoke flavor to it. Really want that caramelization, want that color. All right, so our corned beef is on there and smoking away. So let's kind of recap what we did here. We took our corned beef, we patted it nice and dry. We coated it in brown sugar, light brown sugar I used, not dark, okay, light brown sugar, and a little bit of Tina Cannon's European blend. Awesome stuff. Hey, listen, while I got you here, okay, if you like what you're seeing here, give us a thumbs up on the video. Leave us a comment down below. Tell us what you like about it. Tell us what you don't like about it. Whatever you want to do. But we'd love to hear from you. So, subscribing to the channel always helps too. Become part of the FOGO family and join us. So anyway, once we got it all seasoned up, we threw it on a rack over our Dutch oven, which by the way is awesome for the grill. If you're doing any kind of grilling, that Dutch oven is absolutely fantastic for it. So we put it on there, we're smoking it at 250 degrees, just for a little while, okay? We just want to give that little tiny taste of smoke on it. We don't want it to be overly smoky. It's not what corned beef and cabbage is all about, but as you know as well as I do, smoking adds more flavor. So that's what we're gonna do. So once it's done smoking, we're gonna drop it down in there, pour it over, beer all over it, nice Irish beer. Some Irish beer, it'll be good. And then we're gonna finish it up like that until it gets nice and fork tender. We're not even going by temperature, we're going by feel. Fork tender, people. And we are there. So we checked on it about 45 minutes. I wanted to get a little bit more color, so we let it go for about another 15. So we were about an hour into this. Oh, it's amazing how much this thing shrunk up. So on to the next step. Now the fun part comes. Now all we have to do is take our piece of meat. It's already starting to get tender, which is pretty amazing. So you get that beautiful color to it, huh? Look at that. We're just gonna drop it right down in the pot. Gonna pour some beer over it. Gonna let it cook for a little while like that, covered. I'm gonna put this back on and I'm gonna crank this up to 300 degrees. I want this just a little bit hotter now. Put it on and open her up. The vegetable part of this is really simple. What we're gonna do is we're gonna use 4 whole carrots. Now, a lot of people peel their carrots. When I'm doing something like this, I don't like to peel my carrots. I'm gonna take 1 small onion. The only thing I'm gonna do is chop it in half. Potatoes, we're not doing a thing to them. We just washed them. That's all we did, washed them off, and they're ready to go in just like this. Now, for the cabbage, real simple. We're gonna peel off these leafy outer layers, get rid of them. They're no good to us. We wanna get it down so you see a nice, tight head of cabbage like this. You can take 1 extra one off, doesn't matter. All right, you can save them for later use, use them for stock, whatever. And all we're gonna do is cut this into quarters. So we're gonna start at the root end, cut it in half, then cut each of those in half again. Many of us learned how to a little bit of cooking from our moms. My mom taught me this trick when I was way younger. When you're cooking the cabbage, it kind of tends to separate. So if you take a toothpick and just stick it in there like that, it will hold it all together while it's cooking. It's a great tip and it works like a champion. Time for the vegetables. This has been cooking for almost an hour now. So take the top off. Oh, beer and corned beef. Man, it doesn't get better. Really simple from here. It's a very delicate process on how to do this. You gotta take your carrots, just drop them in there. There's no rhyme or reason, okay? Some potatoes, drop them in. The cabbage, we're kind of gonna nestle the cabbage down in there as best we can. Okay, good, good. If you need to, you can even add a little more liquid, but don't forget, this is gonna steam too. So, now that we got our, oh, we almost forgot. I almost forgot the most important part, the flavoring, the onion. Make sure that onion is down in that beer. Yeah, you want all of that flavor getting down in there. You can add the onions earlier on if you want. I always just add it at this point, but I think probably from now on, I may actually do that. So, there we go. Lid's on tight, close her up, and let her go. Now you're probably saying, hey, what about that little seasoning packet? It's right here. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. This time I opted not to because I really wanted the flavor from that beer to come through. It's already been brined, but the seasoning packet that comes with it, it doesn't hurt it. If you want to do it, open it up, put it in the very beginning when you put the liquids in. It's all good. Whatever you want to do, it's up to you. And we're another hour into our cook and we are done. It's time to take this off of here and get to eating some corned beef and cabbage. Or should I just call it corned beer and cabbage? All right, guys, you ready for the big reveal? Check this out. Woo-wee! All right, now here's how you can tell if everything's done. First of all, oh yeah, the potatoes, definitely done. The meat, fork tender, just like a brisket, goes in with no problem, okay? So, let's pull our meat out of there. Look at that. Golly, if you could smell this, you would be salivating yourself right now. And there we go, corned beef. Now comes the fun part. Let's slice it. One thing about corned beef, just like regular brisket, you want to make sure and slice it across the grain. If a couple of your edges fall apart while you're cutting it, that's quite all right. A lot of it is just the fat cap coming off, no problem whatsoever. It also just means that it's plenty tender. Now look at that. That's gorgeous. Woo, and as hot as can be. It's not suggested to pick it up with your raw hands right now, your bare hands right now. It's hot. We're having good times here, folks. Let me tell you something. I know I say this all the time, but if you could smell this, outstanding. I can't recommend enough to you to give your corned beef a smoke for a half hour, 45 minutes. It didn't overpower it. It's not a strong flavor, but man, does it add some flavor. You want me to prove it? Oh my God, so tender. That Killian's beer added such a beautiful flavor to it. Again, it didn't overpower it, but all these combination of flavors, the brown sugar, Tina's Cannon Rub, the beer, all combined to make this absolutely outstanding thing too. The carrots, what's up, Doc? So good, so good. Again, peel them if you want to, don't peel them if you want to. I don't care, doesn't matter to me. It's your business, it's your holiday. It's your day of corned beef, all right? So, if you're not sure how to make your corned beef this year, this is the way. There's no two ways about it. If you make it, I want to see it too. Tag us on social media, tag me, tag FOGO. We want to see it, and we'd love to see it. We might even repost on our stories. Ooh. Anyway, listen, I hope that you enjoyed this. I'm going to enjoy chowing down on this. The family's inside waiting for me. I know I'm coming. So I got to finish this up, all right? So I want you to remember one thing. Get out and grill. Wherever you are, get out and grill. And I'll see you the next time on the FOGO Life.